Hello again, everyone. In this video we're going to take a look at some of the intermediate features that go along with building a report inside of Oracle Apex 4. If your Apex environment is set up properly, this screen should look familiar to you. It's the main page that you see after you log in. I'm going to hop into Application Builder, hop into the application that I've been working with up to this point. I have a couple of choices when I'm going to create a new report. I can put it on an existing page inside of a new region or create a new page. I'm going to go through and create a new page. Again, I can create a blank page and then go back and edit that blank page and put forms or reports or anything on it. I'm just going to create a page with a report region on it already. In my beginner video, we took a look at interactive and classic reports. In the advanced video, we'll look at web service results for reports. But for this video, we're going to take a look at the wizard. So I'm going to select for wizard report. Here are some of the default features. Which page number do I want it to be on? What do I want the page title to be? So I'll call this wizard-based report. Click on next. Do I want to use tabs? No, I'm not going to use tabs for this example. Now I have this create wizard report page as part of the wizard that I'm going through. This looks kind of similar to using the query wizard when we were working in interactive reports or classic reports. There's a real subtle difference between the wizard that you see here on this page and the wizards that were on the previous page. We'll take a look at what the main difference is in a second. So let's say I want to select my department table, brings up the columns, I want to show everything on my report, everything looks good, click on next. What template do I want to use? How many rows per page do I want to show? Do I want to use column heading sorting? Sure, why not? Let's throw it in there. Do I want to use the user interface defaults? Yep, I'm going to do that. Go on next. I have my summary page. I'm not going to create this report just yet, but if I go through and I say create the report page, it'll obviously go through, create the page for me, put a region on there, have my department's report as part of the page. So it looks very similar to, like I said, the query builder that we had as part of either the interactive report or the classic report. So why does Oracle have this additional wizard here when I can just use one of those other guys and then use the query builder to build my query? Well, there's a very subtle difference between these guys. So I'm going to go back here. Let's say I want a report that has information from more than one table. I'm just pulling information from department here. I'm going to go through and I'm also going to pull information from employee. So I'm going to say I want to see the employee number. I want to see the hire date and the department number. So now if I'm pulling information for more than one table, there has to be some kind of join condition that joins the information together for those two tables. If you look through the query builder on the other wizards that you can go through, the interactive report or the classic report, they're not smart enough to know about the referential integrity inside your database, your tables that are joined together by a common column. The wizard report is smart enough to know about that. And so what we're going to see here in a couple of the next wizards is it's going to say, hey, you're pulling information from more than one table. Do you want to join on this column? If you have referential integrity inside your database, which means you have a foreign key set up, it'll automatically pull that criteria and say, is this what you want to use to join the two tables together? Whereas the wizards and the other pages don't do that. You have to actually write the SQL statement to say join based on these conditions. You also have the ability to create other conditions. If you don't have referential integrity inside your database or you need to join on some other column, you can do that. We'll see that in the next couple of wizards. So I click on next here and you can see here's my join condition. Because I already have this foreign key inside my database, Oracle is smart enough to say, oh, okay, you're pulling information from two different tables. I think this is what you want to use, right? I can also set up other conditions to join information from these two tables. For now, I'm going to leave that as is. Create wizard report. Here's the template I want to use, the rows per page. That's probably too many. Let's shrink this down to 7 rows per page. Go through. Create my report page. All the PL SQL is generated behind the scene. Do I actually want to run the page? Yes, let's take a look at that. So now when I start pulling up information, you can see how the information is joined across those two tables. We have 7 rows. Oracle automatically sets it up for us because I said I want the ability to sort. All of the headers now have this kind of sort thing where you can click on it. You can see it's either sorting ascending or sorting descending. I have a number of rows set up on my table, and I'm automatically joining information between two tables. If I were to use the other wizards and I didn't specify a join condition, I would get what's called a Cartesian product, which means for every row in what I'm deeming to be the master table, in this case it would be departments, I would pull up every single row in the employee table. So there would be, if I had 10 rows in departments and 10 rows in employees, I'd bring back 100 records because it's a Cartesian product. It's 10 by 10 because I didn't specify a join condition. If I specify a join condition, then obviously I can go through and it'll just pull back the information that's relevant to what I'm looking for on this particular report. So that's the main difference between using the reports wizard inside of Application Express. If you have a report that's going to pull information from multiple tables, it'll automatically be smart enough to figure out either the referential integrity that's inside the database, or you'll see that page in the wizard that says, hey, do you want to define the join condition between these two tables so you don't pull back too much information. If you use the query builder that's part of the other wizards, that doesn't come up automatically. You have to manually type in the join condition for what you're looking for.